Hello, welcome to this tag video on Tag Tuesday, the 21st of March in 2023, and I have a beautiful tag for you. It's the song tag, which actually comes from a guy who is not only a booktuber, a friend of us in the booktube community, but also a rock musician. He is the lead singer of a band from Portsmouth in England, and he has produced this wonderful tag, which is called the song tag. This is Gareth, who we have to thank for. And I record this tag for the second time because the first time with another camera, I had no audio for some reason. I do it again, and maybe I sing better than in the first one, because really my singing was not perfect. It's never perfect, but it wasn't really perfect at all in the first take. So here's the second take, and here are the prompts. Gareth from Books, Songs and Other Magic has created this tag. And the prompts are: name a song that always makes you happy. And I will sing a couple of songs for you and hope that you don't unsubscribe to the channel. No, I hope that you subscribe. Fly me to the moon and let me play among the stars. Let me see what life is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, hold my hand. In other words, baby, kiss me. Fill my heart with song and let me sing forevermore, and so on and so on. This song was actually made famous by Frank Sinatra, like so many other songs, and it was written by Mr. Bart Howard in 1950, in the 50s somewhere. The next song is also a song that Frank Sinatra made famous, but this is a song that's a great fit for when you're in a pensive mood. And here I picked a song from written by Mr. Ervin Drake. Yeah, Ervin Drake in 1961, that Sinatra made famous in 1964. And don't worry, there are other musicians than Frank Sinatra in this video. When I was 17, it was a very good year. It was a very good year for small town girls and soft summer nights. We'd hide from the lights on the village green when I was 17. And it goes on like on. When I was 29, when I was 35, and now I'm in the autumn of my years. So this is really pensive mood when you look back at your life and all the beautiful things that have happened. A lot of memories, and I love that song. It was a very good year by Ervin Drake, but sung by Frank Sinatra. Name a song that changed your taste in music. Yeah, I actually want to name a song here that changed my view on hip-hop, because I'm not the hip-hop kind of guy, you know. I wasn't born in a generation where hip-hop sort of was the bread of the day. But there are some hip-hop artists that I really loved, and one of the guys who brought me closer to hip-hop is the composer and the artist behind that one. Wait. Pour up. Drank, headshot, drank, sit down, drank, stand up, drank, pass out, drank, wake up, drank, faded, drank, faded, drank. I wave a few balls, then I watch them all fuck. All the girls wanna play Baywatch. I got a swimming pool full of liquor and they dive in it. Poop up full of liquor, I'ma dive in it. Kendrick Lamar is the man behind this one. He's a wonderful and great artist. He was in Stockholm actually last year, but I missed him. I haven't gone to concerts since the pandemic has started, because I hear from so many people who get COVID again or for the first time when they go to concerts. So not my piece of cake just now. I have to take the risk in the future. Death Cab for Cutie is coming, the Jayhawks are coming, other beautiful concerts. So let's see if I go to a concert this year. This is the next question. Name a recent song that you've just discovered and loved. And so I was looking for a song that, not that mainstream song that maybe you haven't heard of, maybe something to discover for you and you and you. And this is a great music and a great musician that I love very much. This is her third album already. The song is called Nobody. It's from Black Belt Eagle Scout's new album, The Land, the Water, the Sky. Black Belt Eagle Scout, if you don't know her, her name is Catherine Paul, actually. She's from the Swinomish tribe that lives in Washington State on the Puget Sound and she is based in Portland, Oregon. Pitchfork has written about Catherine Paul's third album of patient cinematic indie rock surveys a return trip to her ancestral lands in the Swinomish Indian tribal community and the heart-won peace she found once she arrived. The Seattle Times has written about her as intrinsically Northwest because of Paul's blending of Pacific Northwestern rock and Coast Salish traditional. So listen to Black Belt Eagle Scout. You won't regret it. And she's, well, she could be Frank Sinatra's granddaughter, probably. Name 3 bands or artists that you love is number 5 here. And I want to name 3 that you should listen to if you haven't listened to them earlier. Also a little bit different here, although we're going in a certain direction of Americana and British soul. We start with number 1, Big Thief. My favorite band right now since 2016 when they came with their first album Masterpiece. They called their first album Masterpiece, and I think Pitchfork gave it like a 9.2 out of 10 and said, wow, these guys have balls to make an album called Masterpiece and call it their debut album. Big Thief is an American indie rock band with folk roots based in Brooklyn, New York. Its members are Adrienne Lenker, guitar vocals, Buck Meek, guitar, Max Oliarchik, bass, and James Krivchina on the drums. And the leader of the band, if they have one, and the singer and songwriter is Adrienne Lenker. She's actually from Minnesota. She writes so many beautiful stories. One of the songs that I like most is by Big Thief is called Shark Smile. And I think 2 years ago, it was absolutely my favorite song of the year that I played most on my headphones. And I just quote the lyrics for you. Should I sing it? Yeah, come on, sing it, Reiner. You can do it. But it doesn't say, it's not very melodic. She was a shark smile in a yellow van. She came around and I stole her glance in my youth. A vampire, Evelyn shone quiet as roses sting. It came over me at a bad time, but who wouldn't ride on a moonlit line? I had her in my eye, 85 down the road of a dead-end gleam, and she said, ooh, baby, take me. And I said, ooh, baby, take me too. So this is a song about driving, racing in the streets in South Des Moines, in Winona, and there's so many stories you could do by Big Thief songs and so many novels. I actually proclaim and I think that you could write a novel based on songs by Big Thief. Listen to them. Artist that I want to recommend is Jessie Ware. She's a soul artist, a rhythm and B artist from London, England. She was born in 1984 and she's quite famous, I think. More like a mainstreamish singer, but I really love her music a lot. Her album Tough Love came in 2014, and this song was on that album, which you probably remember and you probably recognize if my voice somehow makes it. Come on. Say you love me to my face. I needed more than your embrace. Just say you want me. That's all it takes. Heart's getting torn from your mistakes. 'Cause I don't wanna fall in love if you don't wanna try. But all that I've been thinking of is maybe that you might. And babe, it looks as though we're running out of words to say, and love's floating away. Just say you love me. Wow, 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 wow. I love it. The next artist, you have to promise me, listen to her. She's so amazingly beautiful. She makes me cry so many times because her songs, her songwriting, her lyrics are so full of life and the wisdom of a life lived, of a long life lived, and she's still going very strong. She's only 65 years old. I saw her here in Stockholm some years ago before the pandemic, together with her beautiful husband Barry Walsh. I talk about Gretchen Peters, American alternative country singer and songwriter from Nashville, Tennessee. She wrote so many songs for so many artists like Ada James, Martina McBride, Trisha Yearwood, Patty Loveless, George Strait, Anne Murray, Shania Twain, Neil Diamond, and together with Bryan Adams, she has made a very beautiful duo. And here's Gretchen Peters with her song 5 Minutes. I just read the poem, the lyrics to you of that beautiful song, 5 Minutes. It's about a woman who works at Andy's Luncheonette somewhere in the United States, where there always are Andy's Luncheonettes. And I actually came to think of a woman I was with my daughter in that American diner in Tillamook in Oregon. And we had that woman in her 40s who was bringing the meals to us and serving our table. And whenever I listen to that song, I think of this woman. It might be her. I've got 5 minutes to sneak a cigarette, 5 minutes to myself, back behind the screen door of Andy's Luncheonette, and I ain't got time to think about my health. My boss Andy says I smoke myself to death, and he reminds me some of you. Back when you were Romeo and I was Juliet, West Texas Capulet and Montague. Now I don't think too much about you anymore. We weren't much more than kids. It was nearly 20 years ago I shot and locked that door. Now I've got 5 minutes, not much time to reminisce. Most nights I come home from work and I pour a glass of wine. Sometimes it's 3 or 4 before I sleep. And Jessie makes a sandwich if I sleep through supper time, and she leaves me on the couch to sleep it off. Now Jessie just turned 17 and she's wild as she can be, and there ain't nothing I can do. Last weekend she ran off to meet a boy in Tennessee, just like I used to run to you. I gave her hell when she came home this afternoon, mascara running down her face. Seems like history repeats itself and it ain't up to you. And in 5 minutes, your whole life can change. Andy, he's good to me and I can see it in his eyes. He'd love to take your place. But something deep inside me just withers up and dies. To make love to him and only see your face. Somehow I've let myself go gently down the stream. A fine example I have set. Between the working and the living and the ghosts that haunt my dreams. I've got 5 minutes and I'm going to smoke that cigarette. Gretchen Peters. Listen to her. She's beautiful. She's amazing. So many other names of my musical tastes. So many other mentions, honorable mentions could go out to Bruce Springsteen, to Laura Marling, to Neil Young, Arcade Fire, The Shins, The Kings, Angel Olsen, Kings of Leon, the Manic Street Preachers, of course, The National, Gogol Bordello, Florence and the Machine, Frank Sinatra, of course, Kasabian, Tegan and Sarah, The Killers, Cowboy Junkies, The Jayhawks, Jimmy Eat World, Shelby Lynn, The Walk, Arctic Monkeys, Buffalo Tom, Cass McCombs, Drive-By Truckers, Guillemots, Katie B, SZA, Fleet Foxes, Keen, Malajoop, Yeah Yeah Yes, Lana Del Rey, Matrick, of course, and so many others. Thanks for that question. What instrument would you like to be able to play? Well, the piano and the guitar, obviously. I want to be a rock and roll star, and I forgot the piano. Sing us a song, you're the piano man. Honorable mention to Mr. Billy Joel, of course. Name a fiction book with music at the center of the narrative, and that would be Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Such a wonderful, such an amazing novel. I loved it. I listened to the audiobook. There's 6 or 7 or 8 different voices, so all the characters have their own voice, and a set of actors was reading that audiobook, and it's a great rock and roll story which reminds us old people a little bit of the legendary band Fleetwood Mac. Anyway, that was it. Tag some people. That was it. That was all. That was the whole tag, but it's a beautiful tag. I loved it. I tag some people here. I tag Book Time with Elvis, of course, because it's now or never. Come hold me. Elvis has to do this. Book Time with Elvis, please. Nika, pretty little bibliophile from India. Then Aisha, that other Nigerian girl. Karen, the roving reader from Michigan. And, of course, talking about Northwestern rock, talking about the Pacific Northwest. Here we go. Margaret Pennard, you have to do it and deliver some Pacific Northwest music to us. Thanks very much for watching the video. The next one will be a single review of Jake Edelstein's book, Tokyo Vice, an American on the police beat in Japan, in the capital of Japan, Tokyo. See you soon on this channel. Subscribe. Bye.